Let's start this video with some real talk. To all the haters out there, you know who you are. The people that flame you for your pick in champ select. The toxic duo that pings your rune choice at the start of the game. How's it feel when my non-meta pick gets that fat fucking pentakill? And when our other teammates make fun of you for shitting on my pick? And when I have double everyone else's damage done at the end of the game? You can chortle my ballsack, bitch. So play who the fuck you want to play. And to my Ezreal mains, this game is for you. Alright gamers and gamettes. Let's start by going over these runes that my dumbass teammates were flaming me for at the beginning of the game. I decided to give Electrocute a try because the thought of my WEQ combo being marinated by a spicy burst to the throat made my butt a little warm, so I figured I would give it a try this game. Sudden impact makes me get a burst of lethality and magic pen after I use my E, which does magic damage followed by an auto attack, so the rune sounds like a match made in goddamn heaven if you ask me. Eyeball collection cause your boy ain't no bitch, and I already knew I was getting a lot of takedowns, so free ass damage for me. And then finally ultimate hunter cause CDR on ults is never a bad thing. Over on the precision tree, presence of mind is like the peanut butter to my tier. Ezreal builds fucking jelly with the extra mana it gives, and coup de grace is the perfect talent for those early game trades that turn into a surprise you're dead, bitch. Double adaptive damage pebble runes makes it feel like you're not fucking terrible when you come back to lane with nothing but a tear after your first back and the enemy AD is already rocking a pickaxe or a BF sword. My game plan is just to CS like a robot on a girl and wait for my toxic Leona to engage. I immediately show her the power on Ezreal when I do 90% of Janna's health on the first trade. A few more perfect waves of CS and you'll see why Electrocute was the right choice. I bet that bitch ain't complaining to her duo about my runes after that buffet of sexy ass damage, and now we have our first kill. I haven't backed yet, but daddy is hungry for one more appetizer before he goes shopping, so I decide to stick around and see if this Leo is down for another quick fight. It's looking good until they get bailed out by their dumbass Ivory. But, as you can see, I am not fazed by the 2v3, and even though I don't have any items yet, I am as warm as a hooker at the end of her Saturday night shift and ready to show off that these mechanics are going to be a problem for their team this game. I decide to stay in lane for just a few more seconds to babysit my support. I bail her out with ease, and now it looks like we both just raised our credit limit for our first shopping spree. I come back to lane with a whole bag for a loot, and now I'm ready to unzip these tighty boy pants and swing my giant fed cock all over these bot lane scrubs. Leo engages, and even though my dumbass positions by wall and gets pinned by Vayne, I still manage to dab on this Janna with a fat ult. I follow up with an attempt at the cocky walk away when finishing off this Vayne, but I miss my Q like a total degenerate and have to come back for that last auto. But who gives a shit? My fresh frosted haircut is now accompanied by 4 kills and an acceptable amount of CS. A few minutes go by, and even though I am sitting on over 2,000 gold, I decide to stick around because I can just tell that my horny Leona support is going to W-key this couple. The way she is prowling in that bush like a seasoned pedophile tells me she's going to attempt to bust her nut all over these underfed whelpings the second they step up to lane. I miss a few skill shots on purpose here to remind them that I am human so that I don't get reported for botting, and then Leo makes her move. I considered editing this fight out of the video out of pure embarrassment from how many skill shots I missed during this encounter, but I will just remain quiet and hope that you all can forgive me for this immaculate display of incompetence. Thank God that is over with. Daddy isn't proud of that last fight, but I will take the 2 free kills any day of the week. Let's fast forward a bit and introduce ourselves to their top laner. I have to admit, at this point, I haven't been paying much attention to how she has been doing, so I wasn't sure how this would go. Turns out she's a brain-dead bag of spare parts and I just got a free bite on tentacle booty. I take a quick tower and it looks like their mid laner is so eager to meet me that he is wasting his teleport to travel a whole 15 steps just to immediately be stunned while I poke and prod him with my hot balls of light. Time to go home and spend some hard-earned cash. Here you can see Mr. Lanky Bob useless tree chasing me with his fat flowered golem, and I test the waters with a very poor decision to E into him for a greedy kill. Thankfully their Vigar must have removed the R key from his keyboard and I get to survive despite that display of stupidity. Anorexic Tree comes back and tries to save his inhibitor, but the only thing he achieves here is a swift death in the privacy of his own useless bushes. Well played, man. Now is the time that I would like all of you motherfuckers in the stands to appreciate how many Qs I land in a row on this vein. That is some tidy-ass gameplay if you ask me. Let's get to the juiciest play of the game. Like a stealthy spider monkey, I meticulously E outside of Vigar's stun cage to execute him. Then after a bit of chasing my hot tail, the enemy team gets in a single file line for my ult to fondle every one of their undeveloped titties. This is the making of my first pentakill in 2020, and now that even though their top laner clearly feeds me the last kill, I'm still calling this official as fuck bitches. Check out the game chat after my magnificent display of masculinity. Despite Leona still trying to take credit for my sexy moves, okay, she deserves some credit. We all know she's biting her tongue for her ridiculous comments at the beginning of the game. This goes in the win column for Ezreal mains everywhere. Let's rejoice and show the world why he is S tier in Season 10. I decide to end out the game on a solo mission to see how many people on their team I can molest one last time before I end their suffering. At the very end of this obviously super dope sequence of me outplaying each and every one of them, please hit that free as fuck subscribe button, because every time I get a notification that a new person likes one of my videos, I got an extra bone in my underpants. So if you want to be responsible for that bundle of joy, slap the fuck out of the like and subscribe buttons for more of this juicy content. I realized that if I just would have waited for Ivern to respawn before ending the game, I could have gotten a second pentakill in the same game. Oh well, I will let that shit slide this game. Good game, cupcakes.